Hey everybody, I've been watching video logs and talking to some of you. I thought this might be the best way to share some encouragement with you. From the sounds of it, things aren't going so well with our class dynamic, and so I thought it was maybe time to revisit some critical concepts that I think will help put some things in perspective for you. So I've been doing a lot of research, even before this, on what makes for good teams. And there have been a number of studies through the years that have attempted to look at, in the workplace as well as in athletics, what makes teams that maybe don't have the best players go on to the most success. Now, Golden State Warriors notwithstanding, they've got 3 perennial all-stars and a lot of other people who would be incredible and the stars at other teams. That's not really the norm that we see, especially the teams you work with. It's not uncommon to see teams that have less talent outperform teams with more talent just simply because of the culture. And so one of the studies I came across that was particularly important, and I think it's worth mentioning, is a study called Project Aristotle. Google took a look at over 180 teams within their organization, and they stratified them by performance. They stratified them by the teams that produced the most. And then they attempted to look at what made those teams special. And what they found, shockingly, or not so shockingly, if you really consider what history's taught us, is that those best performing teams didn't always have the smartest people. They didn't always have the folks that had the highest GPAs. They didn't always have individuals who graduated from the most prestigious universities. Instead, what they had was culture. And if you'll allow me to be frank for a moment, I think our culture has eroded since the summer, honestly. We've become somewhat complacent, and myself included. We have a tendency to kind of shut things down. We think we know what people are all about, and I just want to remind you of some core components to what we are all about here, and hopefully it'll encourage you. So the first, you see it on my board here, is integrity. We're going to do what we say we're going to do. So I'm not going to make a promise to my classmate and know up front that I'm not going to follow through on that. I'm also not going to intentionally mislead or do anything behind somebody else's back. The second you see here is respect. It may be tempting to kind of disrespect somebody in front of others. It may seem funny at the time, but we know what other people are dealing with. I know a lot of you are under intense stress. It could be financial, it could be academic, it could be issues back at home. We don't know what other people are dealing with. What the Google study also discovered is that the teams that were the most vulnerable with one another and opened up to one another appropriately tended to be teams that had better culture. So it may be worthwhile to go to lunch with one of your classmates that you've never gone to lunch with before. Get to know them as we start to understand one another a little bit better and what common struggles we're dealing with. It has a tendency of diffusing situations. And that kind of speaks to this last one you see here, others focused. We tend to judge others by their actions and ourselves by our intentions. And the best teams do kind of just the opposite. You judge yourself by what you produce, and you trust in your other team members to be well intentioned. And through that process, the hope is we keep adding to our contributions. So integrity, respect, and others focused is my reminder to you this week to raise the bar. Okay, this is a short 2 years. It doesn't seem like it now, but trust me, it is. And so I don't want you to regret your decision to come here. I don't want you to question whether or not this is the right place to be. Just trust that it is. And even if it isn't, will it into existence. That's the culture of excellence that I expect out of you and that I expect out of myself. So if I can help in any way, as always, my door, if it's not open, it'll be open soon. schedule an appointment, drop by, whatever. I am always happy to help you. Um, I would do counseling and working with you for free. They pay me to do all the other stuff. But it is my privilege and my honor to get to help you work through becoming the person that you're destined to become. So if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Otherwise, Brooks out.